Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since we've talked, since last Valentine's Day, to be precise. And I'm back with you because I have a plan. To be quite honest, last year got to be a little much. I mean, basically, Bob was off in the US until the end of June, which was much longer than we expected. I had to run a RH on my own, and I was trying to learn a new piece of software at the same time to make made to measure garments or made to measure patterns. And it was a lot of stuff for me to do all at the same time. And, you know, fitness fitness progress fell by the wayside. So that's not to say I haven't gotten more healthy and more fit in the meantime, but it just didn't feel like a priority to make videos about it. And um, not that it didn't feel like a priority, I say that. I didn't have time. I didn't have time, and when there was time to make a video, I was too tired from doing everything else. So, in that time, matter of fact, the day before Bob came home from the US, I had kidney stones, which was unpleasant to make a huge understatement. And I was knocked down by that for at least a week. And luckily, he came home, and I had a big order ready to go out to a wholesale customer in the UK, and I was literally printing and folding and packing it with this tremendous kidney stone pain because I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I was just like, well, I have to keep going. The pain will go away. I'll just keep going. I'll concentrate on something else. And then I got to the end of it and went, I can't stand this anymore. I have to call an ambulance. And luckily here you don't get dinged for calling an ambulance when they don't have to take you to the hospital. So my doctor prescribed me some stuff, sent it to my pharmacy, and I was fine. And it hasn't recurred. It was apparently a very big wave of people with kidney stones that week in June because it had been inordinately hot here. And my doctor said, yeah, everybody stops drinking enough water. So they get kidney stones. And I suppose that's what happens. Normally I drink a lot of water, and I admittedly wasn't that week. So there you go. And but the good news was the kidney stones episode kind of threw off my digestion for a while because when you have UC, things easily do that. But I got my digestion back in line, and I haven't had any problems with that since. So, on the whole, my UC being completely under control is incredibly good news. I had a problem with my foot that's now gone away. My right shoulder's freezing, which is no fun. I don't know if I discussed my left shoulder being frozen before, but my left shoulder was frozen for about 9 months. And I still don't have full range of motion in it, but I have enough range of motion in it that you wouldn't notice the difference. I'm hypermobile, so I notice the difference because I can do things that are I'm more flexible than the normal person, so I notice that I'm not as flexible in my left arm as I used to be. But, people looking at me wouldn't know the difference. And, I've been going to yoga, but the problem is my right arm is messed up, and I'm angry. And I think I'm about 4 months into it, and there's nothing you can do once it starts. You can just exercise to try to make it go away, but it's a low level of ache all the time. And no pain reliever really takes it away because I don't know why. It just doesn't. And it's aggravating because what you need to do for it is, move the capsule, and it hurts. So it hurts all the time. And I have a very short fuse because it makes me angry, and I'm in pain, straight up, I'm in pain, and it makes me not want to do things. I've been going to yoga, although I admit I haven't been to yoga in over a week because it hurts. Downward facing dog I can do for a short period of time, and then the obvious thing to do is go into child, but child hurts worse. So I have no rest position, which is the problem. And sometimes sleeping hurts because, I don't know, because I can't position my arm and keep it there. Sitting here right now hurts. It sucks. don't do it. Don't have a frozen shoulder. I highly recommend against it. Um, so that's happening, and I know it'll be over. In December 15th, it will have been 6 months, and at 6 months, you kind of pass a point where things start to get better. So I'm hoping for that. We're also moving. We're in this house for a year, so we're moving. The lease ends the end of December, but we're moving in November. And the place we're moving to has an awesome, awesome thermal bath. So I think I'm going to be popping over there to soak in hot water for a lot. Because, I soak in the tub every night, but it's not quite the same as going to a thermal bath. And it's really cool. And you think, oh, thermal bath, poo. It's really cheap because the Dutch won't pay for something that they don't think is worth it. So the admission price, like there's a single ticket admission price that's really, really inexpensive. Like, there are people who pay more than this for a cappuccino. So I'm gonna go to the thermal bath instead of having a cappuccino. And plus they have a swimming pool that's heated to 30 degrees, which is as close to 90 as makes no difference. So it's really, really warm. It's a swimming pool that's meant for people who have arthritis to do exercises. And I can swim laps there, which will be good for my shoulder, which is terrific. And, my dream is to have a indoor pool in my house so I could just fall out of bed and into the pool and swim. And that's not likely to happen. So there being a place where I could go swim in very warm water 5 minutes from my new house is really good. So, the downside is we're moving and I have to pack everything. But a lot of it's packed and we have friends coming to help us. And so that's a thing. And, there's some trauma associated with moving. But we only moved into this house as kind of a placeholder between the next permanent place. And I've never really liked living here. And I certainly didn't like living here for 6 months on my own. So it'll be nice to not live here anymore. But the whole point of this is that I want to start posting weekly videos again because I have a project, and that project is myself. And I'm hashtagging this aging disgracefully because I have a plan. And I will reveal my plan to you in the next video. Keep watching. Thanks for being here.